Whether you know about compound interest or compound cycles, have you ever asked this question? How many compound cycles do I actually have left? The answer matters more than you think. Time is our most valuable asset. So let's take a look at how timing, contribution, and leverage shape your ability to retire with income you can count on.
Last but not least, then what would it look like if her money was sitting in a secure compound interest account? And I think without before I go over the visual, I think the easiest thing to do is let's see what does that look like. So again, she's 32 years of age, and today is meant to be very high level. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but she's 32 years of age. The objective is to allow this thing to compound for the next 20 years, putting $50,000 in as a lump sum, $500 a month. What does that look like? What does that look like over time? Over that 20-year period, how much income is able to be produced out of a vehicle like this? How about $72,000 tax free for the rest of your life? Versus what was it? I think it was 420, $400,000 or somewhere around there. And how much cash value? I'm sorry, the income was right around 32,000, but the amount of cash value was somewhere around 400,000. So compared to 625,000 in cash value and 72,000 in income. And again, this is a life insurance based product. So what does that mean? While you would have contributed 170,000, you're purchasing $1.3 million in life insurance. So the question that you have to ask yourself is this a dollar amount that she would be able to qualify for? 32 years of age, $50,000 lump sum, putting away $500 a month, would she qualify for 1.3 million? We would hope so. And then in addition, as this dollar amount continues to grow based off, and as she continues to put in this 170,000 where she's making somewhere around 7% on this dollar amount, and then the leverage kicks in starting in year 3. So she's leveraging about $1.2 million from the life insurance company. The growth between these two dollar amounts is what gives her this cash value. And so if God forbid, if something were to happen to her after or around that age of 52, she'd be leaving a legacy of 2.7 million. So if we compare this to all of these other vehicles, again, it's a no-brainer, but it's understanding structure. It's understanding, why is this even possible? What is it about this vehicle that allows this $50,000 and this $500 a month to be able to produce this 625,000 over that 20-year period and that annual tax-free income of 72.2%? My point in sharing this is this: it's about where. It's not about putting your money in a place so that it can work for you. It's understanding what is that equation that you're putting your money in. Meaning, is it an investment equation where it's tied to traditional investments that are tied up in the market? Is it a secure compound interest account? But is that secure compound interest account filled with, or are you able to check all the boxes with all of the variables? Meaning, I know you can pay yourself first. I know you can pay yourself today somewhere secure, get your money compounding, but it's that leverage factor. It's this factor that makes this product different. It's this factor that allows you to be able to put your money in a position to where you can generate, what is that, double the amount of income compared to just a properly designed cash value life insurance product. And again, the rules or the factors that are at play are really the same. It's, you have to be approved. You have to be committed. And this is a strategy, not an account. Meaning, a secure compound interest account properly designed, you can't buy an MPI policy. You can't buy a laser fund policy. You can't buy an infinite banking policy. What you're buying is a properly designed cash value life insurance product. And the strategy that is being applied is a premium finance strategy, also called MPI. So it's understanding that in order to have a product like this, in order to have a vehicle like this, it has to be properly designed. It has to be managed. So where you get it, who you get it from, how it's structured, are all factors that have to play a role. And the best thing that you can do, especially, and I'm hoping that this is what we're providing, the best thing you can do is put yourself in a position where you're absorbing this information so that when you're having that conversation with life insurance person X or life insurance female Y or whatever the case may be, you can actually ask some of these same questions around how is this product structured? How is it designed to produce the income that we're looking for? And what are these factors that we should be paying attention to so that we can achieve the maximum amount of income? And as it relates to compound cycles, it goes back to the rule of 72. And I think I'm covering the compound cycles, but as it relates to compound cycles, it's really about the rule of 72 still. And that is, hey, we are all born with a certain amount of compound cycles, meaning the time we were born, there's only so many compound cycles till we hit that retirement age. And yeah, I get it. We can work beyond 70, but my point is we're all designed with a certain number. I mean, we're all born with a certain number of compound cycles. And so the question is, where are you? So she happens to be here, which means if she's putting her money in a vehicle that actually compounds every 5 years, she has about 8 compound cycles left. Where are you? Matter of fact, what prompted me to want to even do cover this topic today was the people that I were talking to were between the ages of 43 and 52. 43 to 52. So if you're anywhere in the middle of here, you got roughly 5, maybe 6 compound cycles left. Where's your money today? Do you understand how your money is compounding? Where should your money be? And what are those actions you need to take to get your money compounding for you? Because if the objective is to put your money in a position to where it's generating income, you also have to be conscious of how much you have to put in play in order to make that happen. Meaning, you've got a few choices. You can either give a small amount of money a long period of time, and that's my kids. I've got 20-year-olds. They can take $200 a month, give that $200 a month 40 years, and they will be millionaires by 60. Not a problem. But if you are 45, 48, 52, you putting away $200 a month inside of a secure compound interest producing vehicle that is properly designed, properly structured, because you're not giving your money a whole lot of time before you need it, it is not going to produce the income that you want. So either you're going to give a small dollar amount a long period of time, or if your time is shorter, you have to be more aggressive with that dollar amount. And that's where a $50,000 lump sum comes into play. I had a conversation today with a lady who has 2 rentals. And she had reached out because what she's looking to do is put her money to work for her. And one of her biggest concern is she's still renting. So she lives in an apartment, but she has 2 rentals, and the objective is to build income. But the conversation we kept having was about her buying a home. So which one is it? What's the goal? Is the goal to put your money in a position to where you start building income? Or is it to put yourself in a position to where you now have this 30-year mortgage and we now have to focus on paying that off? Which one is it? And I'm not saying there's a wrong answer here. It's just being very conscious of what the actual goal is and what are the actions required to be for us to be able to hit this goal. Meaning, if the goal is income, should we be worrying about trying to buy a home today or taking advantage of some of the equity that we have in these rental properties to be able to put that money to work so that we can put ourselves in a position to not just get a home, but put ourselves in a position to where we're generating income and are able to also buy a home if that's a part of the goal. But it's getting that money in a position so that it can work for you, produce income for you, so that you can make those types of decisions. So it's all about peeling back the layers on the goal, paying attention to how many compound cycles you have, and how aggressive you want to be able to hit that goal. Again, small dollar amount, long period of time, a larger dollar amount for a shorter period of time.
Okay, How to Invest for Yourself says, if I put $1,000 per month for 10 years, how much could I pull safely every month if I want to fire or barista fire? And I like this term. I was like, wait, what does that mean? And I thought, does that mean that you're a barista, but you're retired? Well, that's essentially what it does mean. So,
Yep. So
right,
how old are you? How to Invest for Yourself? How old are you?
Yeah. How old are you in this equation that you're wanting to know? We need more information.
Because I can make some assumptions. I can put you at 40, and you said 10 years, which would be 50.
44.
And you said 44.
Yeah.
See, I be knowing, man.
Yeah.
44 till age 54. You said 10 years. And here's where I go back to $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month is not a small dollar amount, but is $1,000 a month large enough for you to be able to produce the income you want? And so, 10 years, you said $1,000 a month, correct?
Yep.
$1,000 a month. What does that look like? So in 10 years, you would have about $17,000 tax free available to you. You would have contributed about 120,000. You would have leveraged about 265,000, creating cash value of about 168, and you would have put yourself in a position to where you could take income of somewhere around almost $18,000 a year tax free for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the piece that I like about this number.
Yeah.
Now, while $1,000 a month, which is 12 grand a year, may not be enough to retire off, but think about what you just did here. Your $1,000 a month has now put you in a position to where at age 54, you have about 18 grand available to you. Let's say you were to take this $18,000 and put it in your checking account. If you had a machine sitting in your garage that its whole purpose and design was you put in $1,000 and it spits out 18 grand. That's all it did. Would you ever stop that machine from functioning? Would you ever stop that machine from running? Meaning, maybe you can't retire off $18,000 a year. I'm not saying that you can't, but you have a vehicle now that's available to you that allows you to pay bills, supplement what you currently have, and in addition, if you wanted to, you could take $12,000 out of this number and put it here. What am I saying? You can use the income being generated from this vehicle to make premium payments. If you were to do that, what you just did is you're now put yourself in a position to fund this till 55. And when you do that, that gives you more income available to you. My point is, there's no reason to turn this off if the machine itself can make the payments for you. And so therefore, what does this look like if you allow this $1,000 a month just to compound longer? You give your money time, you're putting yourself in a position where it can produce a significant amount of income. So a lot of times this is just about getting started, putting your money in a position to be working for you. And as you see it working, as that cash value starts to build, you start saying to yourself, wait a minute, how can I get even more money into this? And if I can put myself in a position where the amount of income that it's generating from this vehicle can actually pay my daily bills, this is where reverse velocity banking comes into play. If I can generate enough income so that at a minimum, my daily expenses are taken care of. I'm not saying you can retire. I'm not saying you can go on be on some island somewhere and ride off into the sunset. I'm saying if this vehicle was just producing enough to pay your standard expenses,